calling, and the voice of unity must answer. Answer to this woman, to this woman. Good evening, everyone. Trying to get the schedule straight here for the fall. Most of you know the time has changed. Um, the night is shorter. the day, the night is shorter. I mean, the day is shorter. The night is long. Gets dark quicker. But we are where we are. It is what it is. So I'm here trying to have a conversation. I'm not sure whether my page is private though. I don't see it. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna talk tonight about what is happening in Liberia from my layman terms, what I know, and what I believe in, and my particular stand as a nationalist, as a patriot who wants what is best for my country at all times. It does not matter who is there, but to do what is just, what is equitable, what is moral, and it's something that is lacked in our country. We call immorality politics. And our young people have bought into that. Guys, please share as I add my voice to this conversation tonight. Help me share, please. And if you are here watching us, wherever you are from, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just coming to be a part and listen to. I was trying to find so I can have the right definition. Um, a lot of Liberians have been talking about the legislature is the problem in Liberia, or the biggest problem in Liberia. It has been. I am not particularly going back to before 1980, but this is a coup all over again, whether we believe it or not. Folks, if you're on my on the page yourself, please like and follow the page. I would appreciate it if you do. Like and follow the page. It is impossible, Liberian people. It is impossible for us to move forward as a nation, to shape the future for our children. Thank you, Wayne. When we take sides based on our political parties, based on our tribes, our locality or connections, or true profit with drink water. We've done that for almost 180 years. It has not worked. It will not work. It will never work. It wouldn't. It just won't. Because if you go around the world, nation that are developed, there was a philosophy that they believe in. There was some sort of ideology or code that they live by, that they stand with, regardless of. I gave you a case in point. In the mid 1800s, when the state that will be Georgia, where I live in, after they have removed the Indians from their land and possessed the land, a certain group of legislature, this is before this America came to be, before the Pennington Act were put into action. At the time, that was the spoil system what Liberia has today. One lawmaker, they found out that they had sold the land to 3 companies as cheap as possible for them to resell it. It took one lawmaker, Jackson, who got really pissed off. He left his seat, resigned, got home, got his ally. They went to the House of those days. That's when people used to duke things out, where you have a door, and talk to people there. And the people, because and this is where we are, because the people, especially here in the South, came from a place that were way advanced than you and I in Liberia, what they call England. So, like I was saying, guys, sorry, I have to respond. So these men stood up for the nation. So when you hear, even when the people here challenge Great Britain and say, this is America, this is the land of the free. That's why when I hear people yelling, oh, the person will do that, the person will do that. I can tell you, there are men and women in this country that will stand up even in death, that will defend this nation. And that's something that we do not have. You know, there's a quote that says, the bird that have never left the cage think flying is an illness, a sickness. That's what is happening in Liberia. I know a lot of us say, oh, Liberia people, this Liberia. I see yesterday, this little boy, I've reached out to him many times before, Junior somebody, he's on Facebook cussing everybody every day. And I saw that he started insulting Dr. Richardson. I went under there. Somebody else came under the post, which I ignore, and said you will be the next person. I didn't even waste my time to go look for attention with my name. When your young people have no self-respect, and when most of them are self-read, when the leaders in your country have no moral, no code that they live by, no ethical standard, to say the least, even the very people that give them power, when they disrespect them, let me say to you, what happened today, or that is happening today, is a disgrace to the nation. You know, last night I didn't sleep. If you look on my page, I was up just writing. When Liberia is shaking, my trauma from the war comes back. My stress level increased. And this is how it has been. This is what these people did to us as children, as young people in that country. And God was kind to some of us and merciful to some of us, but this is God's grace to let us out, right? And I'm sitting and saying to myself, what's happening in Liberia is precisely what happened for 14 years in Liberia. They started with two people, Charles Taylor and Samuel K. Doe. In September 1990, Samuel K. Doe was murdered. After they killed him, they said they were coming for Doe Une because that's what we were told as children. They were coming for Doe Une. The war continued for 14 more years. The very people that were giving guns to our children, drugging them, they would get together. They would call a peace accord. They will go, all of them, they will not kill one another. They will not kill their children. They will not fight their children. The children weren't fighting. The children were in school, they were away, or they were in other countries, or in America, or in Europe. They found a way because most of them were big people. Then the other one where their children they were already out of the country, they will come on BBC and make a noise. Yeah? All of us will be yelling at what big people. I'm talking. All right. And they will go to meeting. They will go to Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. They will all sleep in the same hotel. They will not kill one another. They will have conversations, shake hands, take picture. It will be in the newspaper. Nothing will happen. And they will say, we cease fire. Then they will come back to Liberia. As each of them that were at the table and the deputies. Okay. Then they will, if there were 3 groups that went, the next time they came back, there will be 4 groups. Because the deputy that went to them, with them on that table, understood the power that was in their hand. The power that they had, that they could take lives. And by taking lives, people will give them a place to stand. That when they take lives, people will get them in the newspaper. That when they took lives, that they will have money, that people will call them out to give them audience. Thank you, Carmen. This is what's happening. Who would be calling me on WhatsApp? Hello? This is what was happening. So when I see the young people, when I see people who should know better, I'm listening to people who call themselves lawyer, 40. When you do immoral things, when you do unethical things, you call it politics. You destroy the nation. When they will go to the table. Who is this? Who are you? Who is Sam? All right, that's what they will do. And I seen the Liberian people, the first time some crazy lawmaker territory in the United States, the people almost burned down. All right. In fact, the men went to the building, they took out the deed, they burned it down. Y'all Google the Yazoo land issue. Y'all go Google it. They burned it down and told them that paper, whatever contract you made with whoever you took money from, is null and void. I see most of you pointing. Let me tell you something. Let me just clear. I'm not a fan of Funani Kofa. All right. If any of you know when he was running, I was totally against him. But the people voted him. So long when it's not in our favor, we stand up for it. We are for it. Even though we know it's wrong and we call it politics. No, that's immorality. That is immorality. That's not politics. Politics have philosophy, a belief system that people use. When you hear Alexander the Great, he was a politician. He used his strength and his influence to make his nation great and make his people great. Napoleon, who left Leopold, who left his place, went all the way to Africa, murdered millions of African people so they can build his nation. But you dream, you people. These people have violated the Constitution, Article 40, where it says that both houses should meet in the same location. Both houses, not one, both houses. And after 5 consecutive days of meeting separately, both of them need to adjourn. Why are they still there? Why are they still there? And then I hear like when people say the Supreme Court should stay out of it. Liberia has a check and balance system. All 3 branches supposed to check each other. The role of the judiciary is to interpret the law and administer the law. So when the law is being violated, what is their role? And they close there. And you know what? I can tell you for free because we were here. We were here when Bwaka and his people lied and went to court about the CPP framework. What happened? First, they said they put a stay. The next time they were back in court. One thing I will tell you though, laws are based on religion, okay, tradition, and precedent. In 2010, after the census was done, and based on the Constitution, the census is supposed to be done on population, proportional representation. When the people from the southeastern district said that they didn't have the population, but they still wanted, the legislature went, and Madame Salif was the president at the time, went to the table. Instead of going by the Constitution, they wrote a resolution, and we all agreed to it. I mean, I was not there. The very legislature agreed to that, to violate the Constitution. So long they got paid, because the president at the time, all right, said Liberia did not have money to do censor. So they wrote a resolution. So my point is, why do we have Constitution if it does not matter? Whoever is in power will their will. And then there we go. We're it. And we all agree. And these people have intentionally decided to keep our people oppressed, refuse to educate them. I put on my page, I don't know if I put it there yesterday, where I'm seeing a school. I'm seeing a school in the southeastern district, a school. And the school, folks, a zinc shop, a lot of people just pull it together. And they're sitting there, little kids. I shared it last night. This is a nation that pays its lawmaker more than a nation that have trillions of dollars in budget. Your president, and this has nothing to do with the current president. Yesterday, you guys were yelling what we asked need. Today, you're doing worse than what we are did. Yesterday, you say it was Ellen. You know, and I'm gonna bring this to you, Bear. A few years back, we went to our secretary then. We went to the state of the secretariat. We went to a convention in Maryland, and ANC global people were doing the usual Liberian stuff. And I stood up to them and I said to them, you don't make laws because you're in power today, because some days you will not be in power. The essence of law, okay, that's why in our branches of government, the legislature supposed to simplify or symbolize wisdom. It's supposed to be the house of elders, philosophers, people who are far-sighted. All right? That's why it was. That's why it should be. But no. And the judiciary supposed to be for justice, equity, and the executive supposed to have moderation, because that's supposed to dispense justice. The judiciary is supposed to interpret and administer the law. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here, Gami. I'm here. I'm here. I just needed some air. I needed some air. Liberia is its own animal. Liberia is its own animal. Okay. So I'm gonna be here because I gotta go do some schoolwork, and I have to get my kids' grades in too, because tomorrow I have to send out my grades. I will be on Saturday morning. So today, I see you're not take your side. Some of you are coming on Facebook to insult people. Now, when I see you young people, Liberians don't move my heart anymore. When I used to see young boys and girls on Facebook begging to eat, to pay rent, to pay school fees. I have one young man that used to be in the chat room with me on my team. During the election, we come on Facebook and write all kind of stuff. When he writes me, I answer when I want to, but I have nothing to give. My thing to the young people is stand for what is right. It does not matter who it is, or don't say anything. The people who you're fighting for, you don't see their children on Facebook fighting. You don't see their children insulting people. You don't see my children there. My children are on Facebook. I got grown kids, 32, 30 some more, 20 something, and soon to be high school graduate. I got young sister all on Facebook. I have nephews out of college on Facebook. Right under my post, you never see they insult anybody. In fact, if they write something contrary, I'll go in an inbox and say, take that one there. Because that's how we were raised. We came for the home structure. Ma and pa, you got flocked. You stay with the issue. If a big person lie, you tell them, you tell story, or you lie. A lie is a lie. It does not matter who says it. That's why I always stay with the issue. You know, people came at one point and said, oh, you always on the losing side. I have never been on the losing side. I've always been on the right side of history. 41 years of advocacy. I have always been on the right side of the history because I allowed my moral, my belief system dictates my thought process, dictates what I stand for. And it's not temporary. I want when tomorrow comes, I can knock my chest and say, when Bernard Yuri set up tar in Nimakante with my own big sister, Edith, I stood up to him. When I went off because I was pissed off, Tar almost got killed. You know what? I didn't apologize. I still have that video. So if people say I will speak the way human lives are involved. Everything that these people who came before this legislature did to the Liberian children, they may not have gone flying, but that's precisely what they are doing. For one, y'all know when Yeke told us in July that the people were plotting to remove the speaker. I'm not big about the speaker. I never supported him. But my thing is, the law has to be the law. If we intend to change Liberia, look at y'all. I hear people that are supposed to be logical, educated people, travel people who live in the world over, outside of Liberia have traveled. I hear them say, oh, constitutionally, he was not accorded due process. But politically, he was accorded due process. We supersedes. We supersedes. The Constitution is absolute. You cannot bend it in the name of politics. And politics is the act of convincing. The philosophy of politics is interest about the greater goods of a nation, of your people, making your people better. That's why nobody respects us Africans. We steal from ourselves. I see your lawmaker. They will get on the plane, pay $6,000 and $7,000, $3,000, $5,000, ride a business class, first class, to go bake around for new stuff. They get new stuff, import the furniture from Italy, go to I don't know whose showroom and buy it. But they gave you $3 to go buy Dongafle and soak it. Some of you still going, even if not Chinatown, plastic panties. That Dongafle, what other people are worn. You don't know if they got AIDS, you don't know what kind of venereal disease it is, you don't know that they body close to wear. And they bring you nothing. But you're all over insulting people. You're all over putting your name on the line, just as you did. Or your fathers did. That's what you did. They gave you guns. They gave you drugs. Why they educate their children? Why they protect their children? You, your children, got guns all over the place. This is another rebel behavior. And as I'm seeing it, I am looking for people who have opinion this weekend. Let's get together and have a conversation. And I hope Fernando Kofa take them to court. I particularly don't believe that he was accorded due process based on the Constitution. The Constitution says you bring your complaint. You bring your grievances to the floor. He and the team will have to appoint a head of committee to do the investigation. You can't accuse somebody, sign the paper, then you say the person move. That's not the way it works. But I will tell you though, I hear Liberian people say when we go to court, the people throw sand, everything over. That's precisely what's happening today. Tomorrow, you will come up when it comes to you, when you go to court, and the judge passed a judgment on you without due process, you will want for people to stand up. But today you are backing the very thing that you do not want to happen. And this is the story that happened in Germany when they started with the Jews. They weren't Jewish, so they didn't. It went to the trade union. They were in trade union. And it went on and on and on. You're destroying the nation. That's exactly what you did in 1980. You said, oh, yeah, we know top of them. We know they did a lot of stuff. We know the foundation today is what it is today. But you killed them. You took them to court already, just like they did today. It's a different day. It's a different time. You can't just grab people and murder them. Okay, you took them to court and say you're killing them for failure to, you said, for rampant corruption, nepotism, failure to respond to the masses in a timely manner, or they need a timely manner. A lot of stuff happened in Liberia. Okay, even in 1920, Fernando, where Liberians were lied to, where Liberians were captured, where Liberians were taken to Equatorial Guinea and enslaved them, poaching on them until that story busted. It happened. Plenty things happen. Most of you don't read. You don't know that. This is Liberia. Liberian natives were grabbed and taken as slaves. Some of them were taken because of hot taxes on their own land. My great uncle was one of those. I think his name was Folomaya. And my pa used to tell us the story. But still, those people deserve due process. Liberians, the thing that you're putting, the cat you're taking out of the bag. All right. I was supposed to be on another platform, but I got home late. So I wanted to come on and talk to you all. Let me say this to you. What you are encouraging today, I remember right here, I sat here, when UP people lie on Alexander Cummings, especially. And that's why when all of you were calling me, telling me I must support Pape Boaka. Someone will say, oh, Pape will give you this, Pape will give you that job, Pape will do this. I told them I'm not interested in job. I supported Pape Boaka in 2017. The Josiah Joker, the George Lobo, Laura Nyento, Hawa Menza, Duke, Emery. All of the people were on this place. This is where we got to get up. Even that the same group, when Hima Costa first got in trouble with I led that charge to waste that money on the platform. 20 some more thousand in less than 24 hours just on GoFundMe. People used to cost me over here. This was the platform. You know, when Liberian people need you, they will show up. I'm not asking people, I don't cost people, I don't use profanity. I pay, I'm an informed and educated woman. I like Paul, I built tent for living. People want to give me star, I appreciate it. They don't, I'm still going to speak. I will still take care of them, and I'm still going to be here because it's a vocation for me. It's a calling for me. All of those people were on this platform. When Pape Boaka took the stand and lie on the oath, I'm sorry, folks, and he said he did not know Mr. Alexander Cummings. That was it for me, because I knew that he knew Alexander Cummings. They had sat on the same table and eating. I had picked him up, led him where he has seen that video that came out. I posted that. That took me back to the war where people who I grew up with walk in our house to kill us. When a friend deny you, when people are trying to murder you, and they're giving a knife to the people to kill, people like that, I don't trust them. I'm sorry. You may not agree with me, but that's you. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. So what's going on today, folks? It's 1980 all over again. Y'all know how they did? They took those 13 people in the kangaroo court. No due process. When they got through, I was a kid. God, I was a child. And not only did they do that, they placarded in newspaper, although they were in black and white, everywhere. Then they were in the news too, on TV, black and white. They traumatized her, murdered them in cold blood. They didn't put her in a fight. They said it was tribunal. What y'all did today, Liberian people, so long y'all continue to do the same thing, y'all will continue to get the same result. Those people are fraud and they need to be prosecuted. Number one, they have breached the Constitution. They have watered down the Constitution. They don't care about the Constitution. And let me tell your people, I know some of you will start coming in my inbox with your Nimakante stuff. Listen. I'm a Liberian first. When I came to this country, the Nimakante people took me in first. I know who I am. I know where I come from. And I know what I stand for. But those people, when you're immoral, you say that politics. When you're lie, you say that politics. When you have no belief system, you say that politics. In Nigeria, the word politics means immorality, unethical, disloyal, unpatriotic. That's what that word means in Liberia. The moment you hear somebody say it's politics, let them know they're disloyal, they're unpatriotic, they're immoral, they're unethical, they live by no code, they have no belief system, they move with the wind, and they will do anything for money. I didn't hear a call from the police director to question the lawmakers that are being accused of sharing money. I didn't hear anyone called to investigate why our lawmakers camping at a hotel for $150 per night. Who is paying for that? Hey, Lenora, I didn't hear that. Who's paying for it? Who is paying for that hotel? I didn't hear the balance of power system that says that the House can check the executive can check the legislature, the judiciary can check both, and the legislature can also check the judiciary. I didn't hear anything from the people who are supposed to interpret the law and administer the law. I didn't hear nothing from them. And you know what? I can tell you, when they go to court, if Funani Kova goes to court, they will come back and say precedent had been set before. You know when the precedent was set? In 2010, when the legislature wrote a resolution to create a county, although the Constitution, there's a constitutional mandate, and the president and the legislature at the time let it go. Because most of our people don't know their rights. You know, when I hear, my heart hurt. I have to go to where my father was born to explain to my people what a vote meant. And that's why they voted differently. That little town voted differently. I dedicated almost 6 years going to tell them what the vote is, what it stands for. Most of them didn't know. Most of my uncles, my auntie, they didn't go to school. They didn't have an opportunity, especially the women. So no, they don't know. People show up and promise they will do this, they will do that. Then the next person come, they promise they will do this. They think people are just being kind to them. No, they're not. I have to go sit down to explain to them. And I explain to them as their child, so they trusted me to vote based on the education that I have provided or we have provided, including my cousins that went there based on that. How you pay somebody $100,000+, but a nurse makes less than $200. Some of you people have not taken pay for 7, 8 months, and Papa Boaka were on air telling us like we have never had a leader. Do we have a leader now? Do we? Sis Glendy, welcome. It's tiring. You're welcome, folks. I am tired. I have been tired, and I needed some air because the level of stress that Liberia brings. I'm almost 60 years old. I don't foresee a different Liberia in my lifetime. So whatever good that is left in this lifetime, I would like to really just gonna calm down. But it's so hard to sleep when you know your people are struggling. It's so hard to talk when you know that your people deserve better. They deserve to move forward. They deserve a new direction for a nation that is it's supposed to have been a pace setter in that region. Dualu, let me talk to you. For Nani Kofa Wana accorded due process. I really used to think highly of you. But at this point, I'm just having some reservation. I don't talk for people to like me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I wouldn't want you to disrespect me. I like you as a little brother. But when I heard you talk today on Spoon and says politics as an educated man who lived in the West, politics does not supersede your country constitution. The Constitution is not an amendment. That law, the Constitution is absolute. It supersedes everything. It is the very foundation of the nation which the nation was built on. If you people think it's not worth it, then change the freaking Constitution. But you need to stop misleading our people. It is wrong. The Constitution says once they have gotten the 49 or signature, because we try to say first, they say no, simple majority. Okay. It also says there have to be a committee that will accord him a process. And even if the process, he disagrees with the process, he has the right to appeal the process. So today, they are not even going through the process. What's his name? Cool. The man who was here got PhD in accounting. He went to school in America. He understands ethical environment because he went to grad school. He's a PhD. He was a teacher here at Simerit in Minnesota. He leaves to go to Liberia, and he gets this way. Guys, if you don't take time, when the Liberian people, when we return to where we came from, I'm praying that we don't, the bottom will come off completely. The wickedness that you continue to show. What happened in Liberia? Whenever I hear a Liberian say politics, it's immorality. They're about to do something wrong. They're about to do stuff without conscience. They're about to do something that undermines the nation. They're about to do something that sabotages the future. They're about to do something that denies people their rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, especially the Liberian legislature, who's supposed to be the guardrail of the nation, the protector of the nation. That is a problem. Almost 170 years. And you are turning the country into I hear a young man, educated. I don't know if I should say educated, and say you hijack a system. You have a coup d'etat on a system. I'm not big about Kofa. If you go through my post when he was running, I was anti and for any Kofa. But even if you don't like me, give me justice. Make sure justice is equitable. And I believe that's what these men were asking for. That's what he still asked for. In my opinion, Funani Kofa is still the speaker. And now there's a whole, and I remember uh, Rocky Berry withdrawing her signature about a month and a half ago. 3 other people, they still presented those. Those women have gone and withdrawn their name. And in fact, the name at the top of the paper does not say resolution. It says reso. Hey, Jackson. Thank you. So, Liberians, let me say good night. I got work to do. I got to go get prepared for school. Tomorrow is going to be a long day for me. And my weekends are long. I got a lot of research paper due. And I'm procrastinating to do it. So, folks, I will see you Saturday morning. I'm back. I'm coming to call my aunt. We're going to start being on the radio in Liberia back again. All right. I will talk to you later. But I like to say it so. Well, justice and constitution cannot remain the same if they're undermining it. The constitution is the one where discharge justice. The justice is dispensed based on our constitution, our law. That's what it's based on. So if the constitution is override, you do not have a nation. Bless me. So, folks, your good night. Your thank you for showing up. I know I've been up for a while. I needed some air. Like I say, it just all of this thing reminds me of if you were not in Liberia during the war. That's what it reminds me of. The children are all over the place. Okay, they are all over the place, and they giving your children $2 and $5 or the promise of school for your scholarship to come and destroy their own future, cussing people all over the Facebook. But let me say to you, Gino, maybe you can come and cuss me. Gino Amos on Facebook. Start cussing women. Start posting women then talking about it. And let me say this before I go, and maybe tomorrow I will talk on it. I heard about a young lady who they say she says she was raped. And your excuse is she agreed, she's a grown woman, and went to the hotel. Anita Baker went to the hotel. The other lady went to the hotel with Mike Tyson. Rape is not about because you went to the hotel. I have the right to go to the hotel. Even if I lay down and open my leg wide and you about to shove yourself and I say stop, you're supposed to stop. So long I told you stop, you're supposed to stop. So long she said no, a no is a no. It don't matter whether you private partner stand up or you almost join inside of her and she said no, I can't do it. It's a no. If you continue, it's a rape. So I see you people, young people with no moral, don't understand boundaries, just write trash all day long. Oh, what she was doing there? So if a friend man went to the hotel in the night, he will rape the man? These people sell all kind of criteria for job business in Liberia. They have turned our children into prostitute, drug dealer, drug taker, just as they did for 14 years. And your excuse is what she was doing there. That's what I will talk about. I will tell you what she was doing there. How can a man who is, you see, today, let me tell you something. It tells you the direction of your country. Listen, any nation that does not have morality, that is lost in lust, L-U-S-T, that nation will self-destroy. Today, we talked about Donald Trump appointment. When the people took petition, the guy withdraw. The guy withdraw based on morality because people are not going to have it. He will not be confirmed. This is a minister, a married man, the same man who was parading all over Facebook, threatening to murder people. Joseph Waka gave him job anyway. Now he's calling young girls to hotel. Here says Valerie. Then the question is, what's she doing there? So if she goes to a hotel, does that give a grown man, a married man, a man in a position of power, the right to have sex with her? Even if she had agreed initially, and in the end she said no, her name was her name right then and there. No matter how close she was to her vagina, just stop it. Some of you sit on Facebook and talk about how loose Liberian women are, how this and that. Just start fingering them from babies, prostituting them. Exactly, Caroline. That's what you start doing from very young. You tell them their value is based on how wide they can open their leg, or how low they can bend down, or how deep inside of them is, instead of their minds. When they walk over, they're teaching their daughters to be scientists, to be astronaut, neurosurgeon. Our children are smart. You can see in our community, our little girls are so brilliant. Come to the United States and see how Liberia little girls are doing. In Liberia, you sabotage the lawmakers. No money for budget in the budget. I see you're asking for more money every day. The race you increase, you increase, what do you call it? Budget, but the people can feel it. If for the president, the vice president, the lawmaker, and the judiciary, the rest of the people, to hell with the nation. It's an oligarchy. It's not a democracy. That's what it is. Y'all look here. This is the woman posted this yesterday. I'm not gonna go all the way back. This is a school. Y'all look at school here. Your local school year, people. Your local school year, Liberia. I have no copyright to this. Look.
So as you can see from a distance, this is a school. Yeah. So I will be going there, taking a view or peek in those classes to see.
Just see school here.
Yes,
The people that pay their leaders, all of the lawmakers, good people, they are all millionaires. This is school in Nigeria.
On a campus to make these kids to learn comfortably. How are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're writing tests? Okay, so this is the third grade class. Third and fourth. No chairs. So the students are sitting on the ladder, as you can see them. This is the first grade class. No chairs. The kids are sitting on the floor again. And this is the big class, the K2, K1, K2. Good morning. How are you doing? Okay, so this is the K2 class. As you can see, no chair. See the school campus.
Turn I send it to you. They want a politics too. The people are immoral. The people are heartless. The people have no vision. They have no new idea. Your lawmaker will go around the world to beg and bring you used stuff. Put the money in the pocket or show off as they're the one who's doing it. While they collect the taxes and the resource money in the country and they sit on it. Sleep with your little girls and little boys. Folks, I have said enough for one night. I gotta go try, manage, and do what I need to do for myself. But I will say this. For Nani Kufa is still the speaker. I didn't vote for him. I didn't support him. But the Constitution said they voted for him. Those people who are taking a data set need to be investigated. We need to know where they got the money from. Why are they living in hotel? Is the hotel now the new House of Representatives? Why has the what do you call it, the Senate now adjourned after 5 days of the people meeting in 2 different locations? Rape has been on the increase. George Weah declared rape as a national emergency. Promised $20 million, he didn't give it. So that's a lesson for the people to continue to rape our people. So the people tell they don't even report it anymore. Look how they insulting that girl. But that's the story I'm going to talk about Saturday morning. Or no, it's a no. If she goes in a hotel with you, you pay everything. She take off her clothes and change her mind. You don't grab her and jerk yourself inside of her. Even if she open her leg and you got on top of her and she said she decided she don't want it, she don't want it. A no, it's a damn freaking no. Y'all get it. Bunch of loose, immoral, low talk thinking folks. Capable woman, that grown woman. So the grown woman said no. A no is a no. Bunch of immoral. What's wrong with y'all? I can just imagine. Just some of you who writing that, I know you're not raped before. Because if you have not raped somebody's daughter before, you are not forced a woman before to drink yourself inside of her. The moment that girl said that she was raped, the first thing we say, okay, we hear you, we believe you, but let's go find out where the truth is. Our sister or our daughter. That's the first thing we do. But you're all over cussing her up. Cussing her up yesterday because they said Dr. Richardson said something. You're coming to can't cuss her. You can't cuss me. You cuss me, I will come for your man then too. I will not cuss your man no, but I will deal with you. And I will start taking your screenshot and posting it. Because some of you, God forbid, you will come right back on their Facebook to beg people to help you. And hopefully nobody help you. That's why you can be in that place struggling. When you all want people to help you, nobody want to help you. That's why you can just come. Some of you, by the time something happened to you, it's too late. Nobody can help you because you don't know. Curse. You see somebody mother, somebody grandmother, you cussing her because she say her opinion about somebody. That's what she does. She's a psychologist. I see some of you come on Facebook. Oh, Dr. Richardson is retarded. She needs to go do her counseling and stay there because she can't speak. You think talking fast are intelligent in our country? Your thing go memorize student companion, you'll be chopping all over the place that you think that intelligence. Screaming all day long like I'm screaming now. You think that intelligent and you're rude. Listen, the word of the academician is not loud. We don't assume. We know, we either know or we search to know. That's it. I'm out. You have a good night, folks. Good night. Jesus, what a nation. What a nation. Jeez. Wow. I can't believe this country. I can't believe Liberia. I can't believe the kind of people. We thought this legislature were going to be different. We thought Pape Boaka government were going to be different. 40 some more years in government. But that's why we don't take people like that serious around the world. The people that will make president are people who have records. People that go into government are people who have records or being out there succeeding, have a record that they can refer to, that they can bring to the table as an addition or value addition, value added. Not leeches. I'm sorry. I'm out. They said they were coming for Joe because that's what we. They said they were coming for Joe because that's what we. Yeah.